everyone, this is Professor Benjamin, and the purpose of this video is for us to determine the total and the percentage of individuals of this specific race that have been killed by police as per our data that counted. So in a previous video, we were able to calculate the number of individuals of these specific races that were killed by police in shootings, and if you are not sure of how to do that, I made a video, and that video can be found in the PowerPoint presentation, Technology in Criminal Justice Dataset. So if you have trouble finding these numbers, you can go back to that PowerPoint and look at the video on how we came up with these numbers. The next thing that we're going to try and find is the total. So we need the total to divide it by 303 in order to get a percentage. And the way that we can find that is very simple, is we go back to our main data sheet. So we were on calculations, we go back to our main data sheet, apologize for that. And very simply, we can scroll to the very bottom, the last entry, okay? And we could see the last entry here says 634. So it appears there's 634 individuals that by August 2nd of 2016 were killed by police. And we're going to take a look at this. So it says 634, but we need to subtract 1. And the reason we need to subtract 1 is because this row number 1, if you see here, has header information in it. So it tells us the street address, the year, the variables. So what we need to do is subtract 1. So actually the total of individuals within this data sheet is 633. So what we do is here is we can go 633, 633, 633, 633, 633. I'm sorry, I know I'm being annoying. And 633. Okay, there we go. Now, how do we find the percentage? So very easy. We go right up here. So notice I clicked in here, and I go up to this top area, and I say equals, and I take 303, and I divide it by 633, and then I hit enter. And it gives me a number. Now, I'm going to show you at the end how we go back and make those percentages and show decimal places, because sometimes the percentage could say 2%, and maybe for two of them it's 2%, but actually one is 1.6% and one is 1.9%, and that 0.3% makes a big difference in determining percentage of individuals that have been killed by police. So it's important to show one decimal place within a percentage, okay? So I'm going to do this one next. Let's just work through it again. Remember, we go up here to this box, to the function box where we're going to put in our formula. We say equals, so we type in equals, and we say 156, and then we do our division symbol, and we say 633. Notice I'm not using the dot line dot division symbol. Instead, I am using a hashtag or a slash. So you want to make sure you're doing that. I hit enter. We have 24.6. And then I'm going to do it again. So I'm going to say equals, and I'm going to say 100 divided by 633, and I'm going to say enter. Here I'm going to do 10 equals again, equals 10 divided by 633, hit enter. And I'm going to do 13 equals 13 divided by 633. I'm going to leave the last two for you so that you know how to do this. What I'm going to do, how do I turn this now into a percentage? So very, very easy. I go here, I click on it, and right up here on your toolbar here, your dashboard here, you should be able to say format as percentage. And notice, this actually shows up as 2 decimal places. So I'm just going to click down, click up. Click down, click up, click down, click up. Now what happens if yours comes up like this? So I'm just going to say 40, because if I round this up, it's 48%. So let's say yours comes up to 48%, okay? And you want to change this. So let's say you want to show that decimal point. So actually on this Word document, it says to 1 decimal point. So I'm going to show you how to do that. We're going to right click, okay? We're going to right click. And we need to format our cells. So very simply, we're going to format our cells in this Google Sheet. And very simply, all we do is in regular Excel, you right click and you look for format cells. But here in Google Sheets, which makes this great, is we're going to go right up here to our decrease or our increase decimal places. We're going to decrease our decimal place by 1. So decrease by 1, decrease by 1, decrease by 1, decrease by 1. But notice here, this one's really interesting because if we didn't use this decimal place here, this would actually say 2% and this would say 2%. And look at that. That's a big difference between percentages here if we didn't show that one decimal point. So that's why it's really important to include at least one decimal point because it gives us that idea. If you were one of the individuals who was killed and you're in this percentage, 0.4%, your family would be devastated that you were not being counted. So I think it's very important that we do that. So I'm going to let you guys do these last two yourselves because eventually you're going to have to do this for some other assignments in this class. So I'm going to let you do the percentages yourself. So remember, you're going to use your equals, this number divided by this number, hit enter, and then you have your number, and then you need to change it to percentage, and then you need to either decrease or increase your decimal places. The percentage is in another video, and that's in another step, and you'll find that in that PowerPoint again. Technology in criminal justice -- databases. Let me know if you have any questions.